Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us here with me in the studio to dive into this report and analyze critically is Goodluck Edafe, the editor of the Orobo Voice newspaper. We are glad to have you join us, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's go right into it. Josephine Isaac, a 36-year-old housewife, has died after allegedly being stabbed by her husband, identified as Uju, during an argument at their hometown in Agbure community, Ogun, Waterside area of Ogun State. The incident occurred around 1 a.m. on Thursday. Uju reportedly stabbed his wife multiple times in the neck and chest with a knife during an escalation of their argument. He then fled the scene. Josephine Isaac was rushed to Ibiade General Hospital but succumbed to her injuries. Ogun State Police Command spokesperson Omolola Ubuntola confirmed the incident, stating that the victim's younger sister, Isaac Blessing, reported the crime to the Abigi Divisional Command. On March 6, 2025, at about 9:30 a.m., the Abigi Divisional Police Headquarters received a distress report from the victim's younger sister, Isaac Blessing. Oduntola said she narrated that at about 1 a.m., Josephine had a misunderstanding with her husband, identified his wife multiple times in the neck and chest with a knife. Police detectives have visited the crime scene and launched a manhunt for Uju. Meanwhile, the victim's body has now been deposited at the mortuary for autopsy, and preliminary investigations are currently ongoing. The case will be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department in Abeokuta for further investigation. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Larry Ogunlowo, condemned the act of domestic violence, urging couples to resolve disputes peacefully and encourage victims to seek law enforcement and support groups. The police have asked anyone with information about the suspect's whereabouts to contact the nearest police station. What are your thoughts on this report, sir?
Well, before I go straight to the issues or the question you raised, let me just congratulate your organization.
Thank you, sir.
For your 3 years anniversary. It's not been easy looking at the terrain where we operate in this country.
Right.
Because as in all cases, every organization runs on a generator. I don't know whether you people have 24 hours light here. So, and again,
Thank you.
So
Thank
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes, domestic violence is common among us. 1 a.m. in the night, argument over what? The source of the argument was not disclosed.
No, it wasn't.
And if we were to permit me to imagine, you know, because for people to have such argument in the middle of the night, maybe it must be related to man and woman affairs, if I were permitted to assume. And if my assumption would be correct, then what could be the basis? Is it a case of denial? Or is it a case of
demand?
A case of excessiveness? Because it's possible. Somebody can tell you, I'm tired, and you still want to force your way through. It could lead to argument, it could lead to fighting and all that. But it's very bad for you to stab your wife in the neck. No mercy, no pity. Some people are very heartless. Your own wife that you use your money to go and marry, raises children with you. You will stab that woman without a prick of conscience. You continue to stab her to the point she died. I think people need to pay for crime. Right. And the judicial system in this country wastes too much time on issues. Personally, I'm not comfortable. Somebody will say they have plenty of cases and all that. When you pile up cases, the cases will be plenty. They will lie down on your table. But if you dispatch this case with speed of light, fine, within a period of time, you dispatch these cases. And again, those who have been sentenced for punishment, some of our governors will say, oh, they cannot sign a death warrant, they cannot sign this. Why is it not your duty? It's your duty. You are not the one who's together, playing together, eating together. You cannot harden your heart to such a point. You begin to stab your wife to the point of death. It's painful.
Thank you very much, sir. You know, when we look at what's going on, why the surge? Why the rise? Why has it become so bad?
It's because it's so bad because, one, we do not have love for one another. There's no love. If a husband can stab the wife, the other time we had a wife killing the husband,
Right.
He's always on both sides. The one that is stronger will always kill the other one. It's always part of our system here. You can see in this our environment, we don't have love. And in society, you don't have love. You can always see things like this. That's one. Then two, disrespect. There's no respect in the home. A lot of homes, no.
Okay.
Upon that premises, you can say, oh, because my husband has done this, defiling the marriage bed, I'm divorcing my husband. And when you do so, heaven is in support of you. And in that case, you are very free to marry whoever else you want to marry. Eating this, I will be eating that. And because my husband is not providing all that, you want to quit. Even though you quit, spiritually speaking, you are husband and wife.
Okay.
Are you with me? No court has the mandate of God to break a marriage.
Now, I want to ask you a question from the angle you've come in with the, you know, from the spiritual angle
Yes.
as regards marriage being only.
Of women in the social media. Try to enlighten women. Try to talk to women. Your husband has married you. Whatever you have belongs to your husband. Don't starve your husband. Don't frustrate your husband.
So what happens for times when the woman is tired and not in the mood?
Mood of what?
In the mood for coitus.
The man, sorry taking you to the Bible says, if Paul said, I wish that all men were as I am. Are you with me?
Yes.
But if you cannot be like me, marry. You understand? There are men who cannot keep themselves. But I'm not saying that you must kill your wife in the process. Because there are men like that too. They are never tired. You know, they are always like a dragon. You know, the woman will not die because you still need her tomorrow. So you must have a balance in all these things. But what I'm saying here is very common among young girls of nowadays because their values are very poor in relationship to husband and wife. They don't see themselves as being under a man. You want to, this equality of a man and woman is getting some of our women very crazy. Once the man talk one, they talk two. You must be submissive to your husband. He owns you. The man owns you.
What,
Are you?
When you say he owns you,
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Your husband owns you.
Are we talking about the owning as regards he paid the dowry?
You are the man's. Do I need to use that word? Because I know you are some of other women want to challenge me. Otherwise, the man, the woman, so to say, is like the property of the man. So
How?
to say,
Because he paid the dowry for the woman.
when you pay for goods in the market, does the good not belong to you? The father of the lady
Is a
said,
human being a commodity?
No, that's not the impression.
What is the impression then?
That's not the impression. The impression is that this man came to your father. I love this your daughter.
Right.
And your father,
Right.
as a wife, to keep. You understand?
Right.
over to the man, over you. Thereafter, something happened to body view woman as a commodity.
It's a purchase.
Agrees that ownership has been the moment the father of a girl agreed to give his daughter to a man. So the woman, every woman, whether educated or educated, you must realize that you have been put under a new authority. That which you cannot do to your father, don't do it to this man. Because he is your new governor.
Right.
Are you with me?
I'm with you.
So it's not something you can contest.
No, I'm not contesting.
Yes.
I'm just trying to gather your thoughts regards. Do you think that this ideology of thinking about this as... many reports have come through where you hear someone say, I married you, so I would do anything I want with you. Many times. It's come in many reports. Do you think that this whole idea of this, dowry payment, bride price payment, and all of those things have made many marriages and led in a way that there's so much dispute and has led to the rise of domestic violence?
I don't think so that because you pay dowry on a woman is a reason for domestic violence. I don't think so.
So why then do you think, because now I'm going to talk about this as regards facts and available materials online. We do have women abusing or beating their husbands up,
yes,
but it is not as much as men that beat up women.
Yes.
When the woman you married is not a little baby, why do you think men beat her? Do you think it's because of this said authority like you've mentioned?
You don't abuse authority.
You do think that beating up your wife is an abuse of authority? When I said,
beating is not just give blow to the mouth. Do you know the emotional trauma so women give to their husband? It's more than a blow. If you know some of the utterances that will come out from the mouth of women to their husband, it's more than blow. Sometimes before some men will carry hand or hit their wife, they have lost control. That's the meaning.
Is there any leeway? Is there anything that we can say this is what someone would do that must end them a blow?
See, it's out of provocation. But what we are saying, men should try as much as possible to control their emotions, to control their anger. Because if you follow woman, if you follow waiting woman, they tell you in the house, before you will raise blow, sometimes you won't even know. Sometimes it's not actually the mind of the man to beat the woman. But sometimes when one kind of statement will hit the man on the head, the man will lose control.
Where then does conflict resolution come in?
Well, that is why we just preach love. Women, respect your husband. Husband, love your wife. Women, submit to your husband. Husband, take care of your wives. When they understand themselves like this, I think there will be harmony in the house.
Thank you so much for your insight on that report. Abdulrahman Bello, the prime suspect in the murder and dismemberment of Yetunde Lawal, a final year student of Kwara State College of Education, Ilorin, has claimed sole responsibility for the crime, attempting to exonerate his co-accused. During his second appearance before Chief Magistrate S.B. Mohammed on Tuesday, Abdulrahman confessed to killing Lawal, stating, "The remaining suspects didn't know anything about the crime that I committed. I committed the crime all alone, and I hereby appeal to this court to release them to go freely." He described how Lawal came to his house, they ate together, had coitus, and she died during the encounter. He admitted to dismembering her body out of panic and disposing of the parts in a public dustbin. He claimed her hands were the only remains found in his house as he was afraid to dispose of them. This is the first time I have never done such a thing before. It was a spirit that entered me, and immediately after it departed my body, I realized what I did was bad, he said. Chief State Counsel Issa Zakara informed the court that the Attorney General's legal advice indicated all suspects had a case to answer. He requested the case to be transferred to the State High Court for prosecution. Magistrate Mohammed acknowledged the legal advice and stated that Abdurrahman could make his request at the High Court, which has the jurisdiction to try the case. The case was adjourned to March 20th, 2025 for further hearing. Abdurrahman Bello is charged alongside Adamu Abdul Wasiu, Suleiman Muhyiddin, Jamiu Uthman, and Abdurrahman Jamiu, facing charges of criminal conspiracy, culpable homicide, possession of human parts, and armed.
Is it a case of murder?
Yes, it is a case.
Of a girlfriend?
Actually, the lady was butchered.
Is it the girlfriend to the suspect?
He said he's the girlfriend. The girl is a girlfriend to him. The girl's family has claimed otherwise.
Okay.
Right. But now, when we look at this report, this girl was butchered. Her family was looking for her, and they found parts of her body in the dustbin. When her phone was tracked and all of that, it was traced back to this guy, and her hands were found in his kitchen. Sorry, please. Her hands were found in his kitchen.
The lady's hand?
Yes, her hand, her severed hands.
Well, if the parent is saying otherwise, how did the girl come into the man's house now? It's another story, but well, that is not really that time. And our young ladies are not listening to advice. Are not listening to advice. Very minute thing attracts women, especially these young girls. Once they just see somebody who just flap a little naira and kobo in front of them, they just fall in for all kinds of relationship. We should desist from any relationship we are not sure of. It's too common.
Well, I'm really grateful for the insight you have put in at the start of the story. But I wanted to gather your thoughts as regards, and oftentimes I don't know if you remember the days of jam class and preparing to go to school.
Yes.
You go there, maybe you meet somebody, you people laugh and talk. Some of this, from many, from the reports I've been able to gather and go through, there's certain people that actually get drugged via those friendships. A simple sip of Coke, and someone has thrown something inside. And many times, I'm not saying for this matter it's a similar, for them, because she said she didn't have the energy to cook and all whatnot. But now, the stretch of the story is that the man said when she died, he panicked. And because he didn't know what to do, he picked up a machete and decided to dismember her entire body. His first point of thought in this situation is to pick up a machete and dismember the body because he was afraid. I want to gather your thoughts in that regard.
You are afraid that somebody died in your house, but you are not afraid. You don't even have that pity that this person is your friend. You begin to butcher the person into pieces. You can see the storyline. Now, let me take you to where you were coming from, where you talk about old days, school, where we went to school and all that. When we went to school, primary, secondary, and all that, parents were still parents. Churches were still churches. Government sectors. When we talk about, the other day we just mentioned some of the roles of mothers in the home and all that and all that.
Right.
If you remember.
I do.
In those days, mothers put eyes on their children. Is it like that today? Fathers put eyes on their children. Today, mother will tell you, is it not your mate that are picking money? Picking money from where? From fellow human beings. See the husband. And the woman was telling one of the children, leave here. Stop disturbing me. Is it not your mate that are picking money? And I asked the woman, where are they picking the money from? This gari you are frying, if I say sell this gari for me, and after buy the gari, you sack it, and I put it in my car. And I said, madam, just give me small time. Let me go to the bank. I'll bring money and give to you. And after I go, you didn't see me again. All the swear in this world, would you swear it? That this man that carried my gari away without paying me money, it shall not be well with him. Everywhere thunder is in this world, you will evoke thunder. Will you do it? You are telling your son that their mates are picking money. So you can see, as I've always told you,
the decadence comes from the home.
Values. We now have a country that is without values. Look at what is happening in River State. People just team up. I team up here. I team up here. People want to please somebody. Because you want to please somebody, you don't have your own sense of honor. You do it so that the man will say, oh yes, I'm on his side. I'm on his side. So if you see what is wrong, you can no longer say this is wrong. We cannot do this. People just do things for vanity. In the next 10, 20 years, most of us here we've gone. Many of us, if not most of us, in the next 20, 25 years, all this gra people are doing. The next 20, 25 years, many are gone.
You talked about religion.
Yes.
And government.
Yeah.
What role does religion play in this upbringing?
Oh God. See, in my former days here, I've told them that the popular Christianity we have in Nigeria today is not the one Jesus died for. This Christianity we have today is a Christianity of bravado. Is a Christianity of Naira Kobo. Jesus performed miracles, but Jesus did not perform miracle of miracle babies. Jesus did not perform miracle of a magical prosperity. You just come to the church and you prosper. There's no such miracle now. Paul told the Thessalonian Christians that we heard that some of you are not working, and because you are not working, you have become busybodies. I write to you that those of you who are not working, go back to work and have your own food in quietness.
Why do you think all that's changed into what we have now?
Because people are not greedy. They have lost value. Nigeria don't live on values. We have no morals. We do things without break of conscience. As I am today, because I want to support one man in politics. Therefore, I will lose a sense of honor as a man God created. I will lose a sense of respect, man that God created. No, now, if you don't want to give me money, carry your money and go. After all, the money is the public money. So, my dear, the home have lost values. That training which they're supposed to give to children, that children ought to